we saw, practical examples of how to apply models. So we want also to investigate the different answer, the different feedback from dividing these two kind of people with these different positions. And then another important point is that we were investigating the years of experience of users. So this is very important because what we saw is that the community is very young. If you see more than 50% of people has less than 5 years of experience with models. We should think a lot about this because this is maybe also connected to a lot of problems we can have in using the models without a long time experience. So this is make us thinking a lot. So the percentage of people that has a background, so an experience of more than 5 years was less than these people having less than 5 years, because this field of science is new. And here we were investigating the context of use of models, so going from evacuation, it was the main context of use, research, it was 35%, until other applications like large-scale events or pedestrian planning. So we saw that the main part of the community was belonging to evacuation, but also we had feedback from people working in other contexts like large-scale events and pedestrian planning. So we had a picture that was not just composed by people working in evacuation. And then we see the frequency of use. So this is another point that was making us think a lot, because here we see that the percentage of people using the model more was like, we had people that was using at least once a month, like 93%, but at least once a year, at least once a month, 64%, but it's like, we have also percentage of people that was using it between at least once a week, at least once a month. This means that we have a lot of users that are not using evacuation models every day, constantly. So this is also could affect their actual use of models. So this is another interesting information we got. So after the main question we were asking is, what do you think is important when selecting or using a model? So then we take the average of each factor and make a reconciled rank test for seeing if there were differences existing between factors, and we put these factors from the most important to the less important for users. So what we actually got here, we got that the most important factor for people is validation and verification. Then we have data output and documentation. What does this mean? This means that people want accurate results. So users want to have accurate results, and for having accurate results, what do you need? Actually, you need validation, VMD, data output, and also you need to know how the model is working, and this is strictly connected to having documentation of open source models, or having the full control models that are open source compared with models that are black box. So, and after this, we can see here the list of other factors we're considering as important, but going from the most important to the less important, we are still looking at parameters, factors that are connected with the capabilities of models. So after this, we were slightly making the question, so what model do you know and what model do you use? So that's the reason why we were in a position of doing this question, because if you are a developer of models, you are not in a position for making this question. And what we got here is a picture of what models are most known, but here it's not clear if this is connected with the age of models, because we know that our there are models that are older than other one, like Simulex or Exodus, that are in the top 3 places, are one of the oldest models, and then we have models that are pretty new, like Pathfinder and so on. So, or EvacNet is another very old model. So we need to think about these results compared with this point, and also the point that this is not, this could also be not connected with the model capability itself at all, but should be like related to marketing strategies or just the age of the models have. And the same here, that's what we got. And if we see pretty much the first seven models in the list, what I see and what we were seeing is that they are pretty much, when I'm always talking with people that is working in this field, and then this list is pretty much including the models I'm always seeing when looking at real application. I mean, Gabriele today was presenting a work with Stats and Legion that are included here. Mass motion is still not here, just for the reason I was saying to you before, just because it is a new model. But maybe if we run the same survey in 5 years, we can get also this model there. So, and what we were looking at the perception of evacuation model users, specific evacuation model users, of the capabilities of the model. So here we are not saying this model is good in doing this, but we were looking at what is the perception of users when using the model. So why do you choose to use Evac and you're not choosing to use Exodus? And this is pretty interesting if you are working